First of all, Coach, welcome to my podcast, to our podcast from the Himalayas, Colors of the Game. So, this is the first time we're doing an online podcast. So, we started the series, and I wanted it to be you who's going to be my first guest on the online podcast. Welcome, Coach Patrik. It's been a long time.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be the first one.
So the funny thing is, or let's say interesting thing is that when you were here in Nepal, I was just beginning my sports media career. So I could only observe you from afar, and I really wanted to interview you back then, but I think my skill was also not good enough. Maybe 10, 12 years ago. I think it's already been 10 years. So, but now I think this is the right time.
It's 10 years, and when you begin older, experience is coming, so you feel more and more confident, so no problem.
True. So, coach, let's jump into the topic. Let's start with you coming to Nepal. What was the connection? Who approached you to come to Nepal as the head coach?
With the president of the federation, we had a common friend with a Belgian who was working also with Bimal and with others players in Nepal. And he called me and he said, "Listen, Patrick, I have a friend who is looking for a coach for a few months. Are you interested?" And my career, it's very special. I have been in a lot of different countries, and I say, yeah, it can be a very good opportunity. So we were in touch regarding this guy, and after two or three phone calls, we were agree on a deal. That's how I came to Nepal for 6 months.
So, when you came to Nepal, what was your first impression of this country?
You know, First of all, I didn't know Nepal well before coming. So as soon as I got this message, for sure, you are looking on internet and things like that. And unfortunately, it was only few weeks after the earthquake, and so I knew that the situation would be very very difficult. And of course, when I arrived in Nepal, I saw all the problems, but life is like that. You need to keep going, and I don't know if you remember at this time, but infrastructures were destroyed everywhere. It was only one available pitch. It was in ANFA. So regarding what we were talking about, we only had a few months to prepare the SAF in India, and then the competition was interrupted. So we had to make some decision, and I remember that it was only 8 or 9 clubs, I think, and all the games were played in ANFA complex. So in 3 weeks, I will say, the competition was finished, and I had to watch 3 or 4 games every day, and try to see the best players of the country. But that was not the only the only problem. You know that at this time, after 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was a bomb. So few players had been banned for corruption, and the president of the federation as well. So situation was very very weird and strange. Yes, it was not easy at the beginning, for sure.
I wanted to get into this topic, coach. Like it was a big deal here in Nepal when a few of the players were caught for match fixing, and that definitely impacted the team that you later on created. So how did you feel any of the pressure on the players, especially looking at what happened with the fixing scandal with the former players? There was the former captain as well. So, was there any effect of the fixing scandal in the team that you created, or their mindset or their psychology?
You know, one day after coming to Nepal and signing my contract, I flew to India because it was a friendly game, and all players were there. even I will say the experimented players who were banned a few weeks later. So my concern was about this friendly game in India, just to look those key players and to build around. But a few weeks later, those players were banned, and I had to change my mind. Fortunately, during this time as well, I think the first 2 weeks, it was this under 19 tournament in Nepal that Nepal won, and at the end of the day, it was a good thing, because I was able to check those young players live, and when I knew that some of players were banned, my idea was, okay, let's build something from the beginning, and to start with those young players. And I think that it was a very good decision, because from this time we were able, and I was able to build a team for the future. So I even didn't have to. I had to work with the players who were banned because when we start, I will say, not a pre-season, but when we start to work during 1 month in ANFA complex, it was really with the players I was able to use during this tournament. So at the end of the day, sometimes when bad things happen, you need to focus on the right things, and it was the case.
So the tournament you mentioned about the under 20s or under 19s, I think Nepal won against India.
Yeah,
and it was the penalty shootout.
I think so. Yeah.
I remember
it was in ANFA complex.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the team. I think it was India, but I'm not sure.
So there were players like Bimal Ghimire, Ananta Tamang, Anjan Bista, who were coming through the ranks. And how did you see these young new players, coach?
I already knew about Bimal, because the guy who brought me in ANFA was also taking care of him, and of course during this tournament I saw some good players, and it's a little bit funny, because the players you mentioned, so Ananta Tamank, Anjan Bistan, and Bimal, are the players I'm still in touch with them. So for sure, for them it was also a very good opportunity, because I think sooner or later they will be in the national team. But regarding those this corruption, they came earlier, and I think that now I don't know, but now they are the key players of the national team. But they already showed skills during this tournament. So yes, they had the key of the car, maybe a little bit early, but for them and for their careers, I think it was a good thing.
And mentioning about Bimal Ghimire, he rose to fame. He was a sensation, and the fans and the pundits here in Nepal, they said Bimal was a different breed. He was someone who had the European touch. He had this European style of gameplay. How do you analyze Bimal Ghimire at your time, coach?
It's 10 years ago. Huh? So 10 years ago, they were very, very young. So now, for sure, they have more experience. I think that Bimal was also injured, but that skills and quality were there. Now they were young, so they the most important for them was to work and to get some experience, And I remember that even after Nepal, I brought Anjan Vista with me in Spain, and when those guys are playing with European players, not only for games but every day in training and things like that, for sure they become better and better. And I think that some of them also went abroad, to play in India or some or somewhere else. Because at the time I was there, all players of national team were playing in Nepal. In Nepal, only I think Rohit, Shan were abroad. But after I think I think, well, I don't know, he came back. But all those players were in Nepal. But to improve and to get experience, of course, you need to go abroad. And yes, that's what some of them did. But honestly, they already have skills at this beginning. Skills is not enough. After you need to work and you need to get experience. Unfortunately, I only stay there 6 months to work with them. But in 6 months, I already see a very good improvement. A very good improvement, and the proof and the evidence is that after I left, and with the group that I built, they had very good result. But in football, everything it's about the duration. My mean is that not only to make one good thing in 3 months, you need to be constant. That's the most important.
So I want to continue with these players because they were one of those golden generation of ANFA Academy. Anjan, Ananta, Bimal, they were coming through the ranks, and I think all three of them went to Marabella United, FC United. I think you were the one taking them there.
It's a little bit special because at this time, a friend of mine, an American guy with an academy, told me, Coach, if you don't have a concrete project, come to help me and bring me some good players. So of course they came at this time because I repeat, to improve, those kind of players, they need to fight with other another culture, another style of football. After I didn't stay in this academy because it was just to help a friend. After I went to big clubs in Africa, but I think that for them just to touch this culture in Europe was something very important because there are stars in Nepal, but at the end of the day, if you want to play at a high level, you need to leave Nepal and to go in bigger clubs. That's something important for them and for their future.
True, and I think Bimal Ghimire had already gone to one of the clubs in Europe. That was, I think, that was in Belgium in 2015 itself, Anderlecht. And there are rumors goes that at that time the ANFA administration they asked for some amount of money, so for the players transfer. Is it true?
I don't know. To be honest with you, me, I just, I have my connection in France, in Belgium, even in some other clubs in Europe. So every month, I have friends who call me and say, "Hey, do you know some good players?" Blah 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 blah. I say, "Yeah, I know." But after regarding this amount of money that you are talking about,
Mm-hmm.
it was not me. Me is just regarding the football itself, not regarding money and everything.
No,
I know
I'll just add something. I didn't mean that you asked for money, coach. I meant
no,
was
no.
it the ANFA administration who asked for money with the club?
Uh, that's what I said. Me, I didn't want to be involved in anything
Oh.
there. I just recommend to some club. I say this guy is good. You should maybe make a trial and see what happened. And after it's agent who were taking care of that. Me, I know, but because in football sometimes you have players, agent, or even president or something. I say, hey, okay, come. If you can help me for this, I will help you for that. Me, I don't want to be in this kind of deal or of agreement. Me, I just can say, okay, this is a good player. He can improve. You should try to see him, and maybe if it's suitable, you will be able to take him. But I don't want to go in the money problem. So that's about yes, the clubs or the members, board members or ANFA, and the agent. So honestly, I don't know if it was a matter of money or something else. I don't know.
Okay, let's move on from that. So when you came here, we had the problem. I think you came in a very stressful situation because there was this earthquake, there was this blockade, and then the former president, was banned from FIFA. The players were caught for match fixing. So I think you were in a very crisis-filled situation, and in that position, you had to take a good team for the SAF Championship 2015 and then the South Asian Games. So how did that work out? Let's start with SAF Championship, coach.
You know, when you are a national team coach, it's a little bit different than a football club coach, because football club you can recruit, you can take even foreigners or things like that, but in a country that things you can't. So at the end of the day, I repeat, it was I was able to build from the beginning with a new organization, with an attractive football, with a modern football, and those young guys were very flexible and very aware of that. So they wanted to learn. So honestly, it was really easy to work with them, because they never had any experience of high level and even of tactically. They came from nowhere, you know. So it was a pleasure to work with them and to teach them some things, and that's why, even if we didn't get a good result in India, but regarding the way we played and regarding the philosophy was there. Philosophy was there, and I think that for them it was just a matter of time, and we saw it after. Because they won some good tournament after, because they I teach them and they learn very good. So I think it was something very important for them, and also for football in Nepal, for sure.
Okay. So, moving on. Okay, there was this squad. You had little time. You came for 6 months. I think the contract was for 6 months, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, it was only for 6 months, because already before I came, Nepal was out of every I will say qualification. Yeah. So I know that after those 6 months, it was, I think, almost 2 years without any official competition. So that's also something very tough, and especially with young players. So the contract was for 6 months, and after I had some other opportunity, and I left. But to be honest with you, it's 10 years ago, but it's something I can regret. So because it was like a jewel, you know, good players like that. It was a time to work well, but the conditions were not all the same to go on this way. So I left, but it's like I didn't achieve what I was beginning to build. So it's a little bit regrets regarding that.
Okay. So when there's this team, but a coach is always backed by a very technically sound backroom staff, like your assistant coach, your goalkeeping coach. How did you find Nepalese in that context? I think you had worked with Upendra Mansingh, who was the coach of the under-16s, then Hari Khadga, the under-14s, and even Balgopal Maharjan, the coach of under-19s, right? So, and how were they, and how was your backing up staff, your assistant coach, your goalkeeping coach? How did you find them, coach?
I didn't know Nepalese football at all. And even after when I went to African clubs, I like to work with local coaches because they know players, they know the clubs, they know the atmosphere, they know everything. So when I arrived and when I talked with the president and other board members of ANFA, I told them that I would like to work with those coaches. So yes, of course, one was under 19 coach, the other was under 17, I think, goalkeeper coach as well. So I worked with them. I worked with them, and we had a good relationship because they wanted also to learn. And me, I went in a lot of different countries. If it's to go to one country just to make your job and to live, no. When you go there, I also want to teach the local coaches some things like that. They can maybe keep going after. And I know that after I left, I think they kept the same stuff. And it's those guys who won as well the tournament in Bangladesh, I think, and also in another country. So I think that it was also very important for them, and it was really a priority for me as well to have around me local coaches who wanted to learn or wanted to learn things. Yeah.
So, amidst all this, how did the SAF Championship go, coach? Because you had little time to prepare, there was no proper infrastructure, a lot of
Yeah.
things were limited. So, how was SAF Championship in your experience? South Asian. Let's start with SAF Championship. How was that in your experience?
You know, the good thing is that we had one full month to work in ANFA complex before that. So I was able to see at the beginning. I see it was 45 or 50 players, and after we reduced to have a group of 20 players. Infrastructures, of course, in Nepal. It was only in the ANFA complex. At the beginning, they promised me to make some stage in Thailand and all those things, but it was not possible. I think because of financial problem. I remember that even when we arrived in India, the accommodation were no good, so I found just to change and we change hotel regarding that. So we made the job, I will say, on the pitch with the guys, but around to be honest, we had some problems, But everyone normally, when you have this kind of competition, everyone needs to focus on what they have to do. Fortunately, it was not the case. But I repeat, we made one good month. I knew that with a lot of young players, competition will be very difficult. I remember that I think before we played our first game, the last 10 games from Nepal, they didn't score one goal. Yeah, I think it's that they didn't score one single goal.
Yeah.
So against Sri Lanka, if I remember, we play all the game and they score at the last minute when they had only one opportunities. Against India, we score, so it was already something good because since 10 games, Nepal didn't score. So after, of course, we lost, but I think it was totally normal against India because we had a young team. The only regret is this game against Sri Lanka. But when you have a young team, you miss and you lack experience, and that's what killed those young guys during this game.
So, what happened, coach? Why the early exit?
On myself,
Yeah.
early because only 6 months contract, and after I was able to get some other opportunities. So that's why I left. And to be honest, I repeat, I spent a very good time in Nepal with the players, on the pitch because I had a good young group, and we were able to learn them, to teach them, and to go forward. But also life. People were very kind. Atmosphere was very good. So I felt very well there. But after, when you are a professional coach, you need also to check some opportunities. And I had I will say the chance to go in big African clubs. So that's why I left after this contract.
Mm. Coach, so recently there has been this issue in Nepal where we had another coach from Belgium, Patrik Aussems. So he was also here in the Nepal Super League football for one of the clubs called Kathmandu Races. Later on, he applied for the head coach role of the women's team with the women's senior team. And at the moment, the women's team of Nepal is doing really good. I think you're updated with the news. So we are ranked 100 in FIFA ranking. So Patrik came in. He went there for the qualifiers in Uzbekistan. There were three countries. So the first two we won with huge margin, and the last one we had to win against Uzbekistan. The game was a draw, and later on we lost it in the penalties. But in the first game, there had been this issue of the coach trying to give the armband to another player, the star player of Nepali football, Sabitra Bhandari. She's also known as Samba. She had ridiculous amount of goal scoring record, and there was this clash with the management. And later on, when this case surfaced after the interview of one of our young sports journalists who was there with Patrik Aussems, it was revealed that Patrik had always appealed to give technological infrastructures to the players. He said he wanted this, he wanted that, which ANFA had promised, but he didn't get it. And some journalists who were there through your time, they also wrote the similar thing that when you asked for those kind of things, ANFA didn't provide it. So we're just trying to compare the ANFA 10 years ago and the ANFA now. So did you have faced those kind of problems of asking for some kind of infrastructure, the stuff that team needs for training and everything, and you got the assurance, but you didn't get those stuff?
So first of all, I didn't know that this guy was in Nepal. So you told me that he is taking care of the women national team, right?
Yeah. But he
Yeah. Okay.
recently
So
resigned after just three games.
yeah. So I didn't know that's first. Now after football change. I will say not every day, but every month. And for sure, if you want to perform, you need to have also we say all the good things, not only on the pitch. It's not about balls. It's not about bips and things like that. It's also regarding data and everything. So now, if you don't have a video analyst, if you don't have a GPS when we are training or things like that, yes, you are far away from the other teams, because all the other team they have all those technologies. So I remember that I asked some things at this moment, but they also told me that financially it was not possible. But honestly, now when you are with the national team, you should have this kind of thing. I can understand that clubs don't have money for that. That's something I can understand. But when you represent your country, you are a national team, men or women, it's the same. You should technology. You should have the best technology to go forward. So also it's a cost also that I can understand. But the clubs, it's a little bit different. They have an owner or they have a president, something like that. But when it's about the country and the national team, it's also about the government. It's about the country. So I think that they should make an effort to give this technology, because now, without all of those data, the truth, let's be honest, the truth is on the pitch, of course. But if you can have all the ingredients to make it better, of course you need to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, if I'm not wrong, you were also there with Nepal when we played Bangladesh in a friendly. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was one friendly.
In Bangladesh, yeah.
Yeah, and one friendly against India.
Against India.
Yeah.
I when I think that against India, I have been to India to check a friendly game, but I was not in charge. I signed my contract, but I was in the stands. But after, I'm not sure we had a friendly with it. I don't remember. You know, I'm beginning older, and now it's 10 years ago. So
Okay.
no, I'm joking.
So recently with Coach Patrik Aussems, there was I told you there was this big issue, and there was a lot of media attention in that matter, and some of the medias, they even compared what you said 10 years ago to what he said recently about these kind of things, the basic training facilities, the GPSs, the video analysis and everything, which he mentions he had it in his contract that ANFA is going to provide, but he didn't get it. Were there anything that you had mentioned in your contract that you wanted for the team and you didn't get it during your tenure, coach?
No, enfin, just to tell you regarding that, the biggest problem is that 10 years later, it's the same problem. It means that there is no improvement in this side. So that can be a problem because if you become to have good players, you have coaches who are coming as well, and you don't have all the other stuff around. It can be a problem. So honestly, in my contract, I didn't have anything regarding that because first of all, I didn't know what I would see, and I didn't know things will what happened. So now, if 10 years later you have the same problem, I think it's no more a problem of coach or staff. It's a problem of board members, and it's a problem of government to give all the keys to the coach to make his job. So that's the point. And I think that now in any and every country in the world, you have GPSs, you have a video analyst and everything. If you want to how to say, if you want to succeed and you are ambitious, you need to have all those things for sure.
Coach, what if you were the coach of Nepal when you came at that time? You were there for 3 to 5 years. What difference could you, along with your philosophy, could have brought to Nepali football and Nepali footballers in particular?
When a coach is coming in a national team or in a club, it's the same. Coach is coming with his philosophy. Not all coach has philosophy. Yeah? But when you are coming with your philosophy, it takes time. It takes time to how to say to explain to the players what you need, what your expectation and everything. So I'm sure, honestly, I'm sure that if I would have stayed there 2 or 3 years, team will have improve better as well because you come with your own philosophy and after the players are used to. Now, when you change coaches every 6 months, one coach is coming, he playing 4-4-2. Another coach is coming, he's playing with 3 defenders. Another one is playing without pressure and everything. So players need to adapt. And if you want to succeed, you need to have a stability. And honestly, I told you it's now 10 years ago, but I would like to come back to Nepal for sure. I would like to come back because I know there are young players who were uh, who had a better experience now, and I'm sure that we can make something good. But that's another thing, But young players and good players are there, and some of them are playing abroad. So it means that when they are coming back for the national team, they are coming with another experience. That's how a team and players can improve.
True. So I just mentioned you about something. So there's two tweets that are 10 years apart. So so those are your tweets, and they've mentioned it. There's a page called Nepal FC. So Nepal FC has mentioned this, where you wrote this it back in January 2016. I have given to ANFA's board my plans to develop Nepali football, but not any feedback. So I will not renew my contract. And the second one says, lack of professionalism, no vision for the future, no development project. What a pity for these young talented players. So this is a tweet by you back in 2016 that has been posted by one of the fan pages, Nepal FC. And the guy who runs this page is an amazing analyst. He also worked, his name is Naim Sultan. He also worked with the former Nepal head coach Vincenzo Alvarado Enes. So now comparing this to what was then with you in 2016, we're facing the same problem. And I still can see that every Nepali football fan can see that the concerned authority, they do not have any vision for the future. And I think that is holding Nepali football back. But why am I saying this, coach? Is my question to you is, did you feel the passion of Nepalese when it comes to football in Nepal? Didn't you see that? Well, before moving forward, let me tell you something about the iconic brand UMBRO. आफ्नो 100 वर्ष कम्प्लिट गरिसकेको स्पोर्ट्स ब्रान्ड उम्रोको यदि यहाँहरूलाई जेन्युइन प्रोडक्ट किन्नु छ भने स्क्रिनमा दिइएको भाट भटेनीको डिफ्रेन्ट लोकेसन्समा यहाँहरूले उम्रोको जेन्युइन प्रोडक्ट्स किन्न सक्नुहुन्छ.
So first of all, honestly, it's not only in Nepali football. Anticipation, it's a key point in football. You know, even for the national team or for a club, anticipation, it's a key point. For example, for a team, now it's July, but if you want to succeed in your next season, the key point is now 85% of the job needs to be done now, you know, because after it's too late. And regarding ANFA and regarding the anticipation and my plan, it was that, as I told you before, after my contract, it was normally 2 years without competition. So for both members, it was okay. During 2 years, we don't do anything. We are waiting 1 month before the next official game, and after we will begin to work. No, things are not going in this way. So that's why I wrote to them a plan to get the national team players every week or every month, but even during those 2 years. But I never get any feedback regarding that. So, you know, you need to prepare. You need to anticipate. You cannot say, okay, let's wait. We have a game in 3 months. So let's make a regroupment 2 weeks ago and we begin to work. No, you need to do it to do it now. And this kind of anticipation, it's not only regarding Nepali football. You know, I had the same in Africa. Oh, we still have 2 months. Oh, we still have 3 months. No, it's not doing like that. You need to anticipate, you know, and that's the problem I faced at this time, because for sure 2 years without competition was a problem. But if you don't, I would say, take advantage of these 2 years to work and to do something different, you will go nowhere. You will go nowhere. So I repeat, anticipation, key point. And in ANFA, at ANFA, at this time, they had no vision. They had no vision regarding that. They say, okay, we have 2 years, let's wait, and after we will talk. No, it was a time to prepare not only the senior national team, but also under 19, under 17, check maybe to make some youth league and things like that, but it was not in their mind.
So, comparing that time and now, recently before Matt Ross was appointed as the head coach of Nepal men's senior team, there were rumors going on that there was this post by Nepal Football Updates. They posted who's next, and out of the 4, you were also there. So if you can see this, it was also your photo, right?
Well,
I'll just show it to you
check
closely in the other camera. So this was one of the first. So this is just rumors, coach, right?
Yeah. When was it?
This is January 2. So just before our current head coach Matt Ross came in. So there were 4 coaches, one from Bhutan, who was the coach of Paro FC, and one coach, Andrew Gillen, who won the Nepal Super League with Lalitpur, and one was the former Nepali league winning coach Pradeep Humagai, and there was your photo, and there was speculations that uh, Patrik would again come back for a second time here in Nepal. So after that time, coach, were you ever invited or were you ever approached by ANFA or anyone to come back as a coach in Nepal?
Not, not at all. Not at all. And to be honest, as I told you, I even don't know who is the Nepali coach right now. I don't know his contract or things like that. But I was not approached by anyone for this job or opportunity. And as I told you before, me honestly, yeah, it will be a pleasure to come back. But if someone is now in situation, it's not, we are not talking about that.
So I think this is where the problem lies. Like we just talked, that it's not about the infrastructures, it's not about anything. See, when the people have passion, the players have the passion, if the fans are passionate about the game, I think the concerned authorities, they need to have a clear vision and a clear goal. Isn't that, coach? That makes a huge difference. That brings that hunger to go on and achieve things. You got to improve in FIFA ranking and everything. You got to qualify for competitions. We're just playing the qualifiers for so long. We've never even made it to the second round. Don't you? What are the problems that you see in Nepali football? Okay, let's talk about at your time, because I don't think much has changed over the years. Players have been getting the same technical facilities, not much of a drastic improvement. So, considering that time, what did you feel? What are the things that Nepali footballers and Nepali football needs?
You were talking about pressure of the fans and things like that.
Yeah.
Pressure, you can have pressure when, for example, when you give everything to a coach or to a group, and fans are looking for pressure, or even board members are looking for pressure, no problem. But for that, you need to be sure that the coach and the players can work in good conditions. So now after the biggest problem, and that's why I think it's good that some of those players are playing abroad, because they are like stars in Nepal. But we need to be honest. Nepal in the world ranking, it's not very good. So the league is Nepal is not high level. So you cannot be a star in this country without having some achievement. So I think that for some of them, I will say, to be just a star in Nepal, it's enough. They have the life like that. You were talking about the armband. It was such a thing when I was there as well, and I was not I was not aware. Me, I really prefer a player who make himself in trouble and in difficulties by going to play in another league. But sometimes to have tough moments. But for some of them, I think they just want to stay in Nepal because they say, okay, I have my life here. I'm a little star here, so it's enough. So ambitions, I think, self ambition, it's important. I felt that in Anjan, Bista. He was ambitious. The other, they were happy just with their whole life. I'm playing in Nepal. I'm playing in national team. We win, we lose. It's not a big problem. So ambition it's really a key point. But it has to come from themselves.
And talking about Anjan, coach, he is just one goal shy of becoming the highest goal scorer for Nepal, the all-time highest goal scorer. He's level with the two former players who had a joint record. One of them is Hari Khadga, that who was part of the underage category team, and now is the technical director for the women's football team. And the other we have Niraj and Raimaji. So Anjan is just one goal shy, and Nepal will be playing against Bangladesh in 2 friendlies in September. So that might be his time to score his 14th goal and break the dreadlock. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I think how old is Anja now? Less than 30, no? Yeah. You should have 28. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, time.
Like
yes, time. I think 27, 28. Let me just check. 27, yeah.
So for sure he has time to beat this record, for sure.
And you seem really happy. That brought a smile to your face. That shows how special plays are for you.
you know, at this time, there were young players that I brought in the team. After even leaving Nepal, I still had some contact and work with them. And even now on the social media and everything, I'm in touch with them. So I'm really happy. But they were young guy 10 years ago. Now they are key players. And now not only the national team, but the country is counting on them. So they have another role, another job now, and they need also to be an example for the young players. So yeah, it's a different status now.
So, coach, are you aware that there's a new league? Let's call it a franchise league, just like the India Super League. We have this league called the Nepal Super League. So it just concluded a few months back, around April, May. So there are teams, there are ambitious teams. This time the teams are owned by big business houses, and they play each other in a single round robin, then the qualifiers and the eliminators. Would you be interested if any of the team approached you to coach one of their teams? We have 7-8 teams in Nepal Super League. So it's tricky because it's a franchise thing. So would you be interested if any team approached you?
Of course, no problem. You know, me, I'm a citizen of the world. That's why I moved, and I have been in a lot of countries, and I really appreciate Nepal. So you have my phone number. So don't hesitate to give to this big boss my number. If I can come to help them, I will do it. No problem. Especially because now I refuse some offers in African countries that I don't want to go, and I really would like to enjoy again, to come in a peaceful and so beautiful Nepal, for sure.
So after your time in Nepal, you went to Marbella United, then Simba, Black Leopards, and now you're currently with AFC Leopards, if I'm not wrong, coach?
No, AFC Leopard was in Kenya 2 years ago. Last season I was in Tanzania, in Singida Black Star. So, you know, in Tanzania, you have 2 big clubs, Simba and Yanga. And after, the others are different. So this team unveiled me to try to make a rivalry with Simba and Yanga. And we had a very good season because we finished top 4, and we were qualified for the CAF Conference League, you know. But I had 1 year contract, and I left because of some other problems. You know, in Tanzania, it's a beautiful country, but this city was a small city when you don't find everything. And now at 60 years old, quality of life, it's also something very, very important. That's why right now, I'm home. As I told you, I refuse some offers, and I'm just waiting to have a good opportunities. And if you talk to me regarding some opportunities in Nepal, for sure, don't hesitate to go in touch with those guys, and I will talk to them. No problem. But yes, after leaving Nepal, I had success in
can you tilt?
Wait, no, it's okay. I think you can get me now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So I said I went to Africa, and I had trophies in Tanzania. I had trophies in Congo. I had trophies in Sudan. So I had good achievement, and I'm very proud of that. But now, after sometimes 10 or 15 years in Tanzania, in Tanzania, sorry, in Africa, I think I would like to move again.
Wonderful. Coach, let me ask you, what does football mean to you?
Ah, everything in my life. I'm 60 now. I was professional players in Belgium and in France during 15 years, and after I was coach. So my meaning is that after my studies, it's football and only football. So I have a family. My sons are living in Canada, but if we have this good life, I would say, is just because of football as a player and after as a coach. So football means everything. My mean in a professional way. After, the most important for sure it's family. But if I have this beautiful family, I will say it's because of football, of course.
Wonderful. So, any messages to your players, the players you coached? Any message to them? Because I'm sure they'll be watching this podcast.
But first of all, for the ones I was not in touch with them, I just would like to say hi. For the others, as I said, I follow them on social media, and honestly, and I'm really honest, it will be a pleasure to meet them face to face, and to remember what we did, but also to keep going forward for sure.
Okay, now at the end, any message to the fans of Nepali football, those are watching this podcast and they've been talking about you. See, coach, Nepal hasn't forgotten you, me, even after 10 years. And this is me, one of the fans back then, doing a podcast now, and I'm calling you. So, any message to the fans?
For sure. First of all, they welcome me very warmly, And I repeat, I have been in a lot of countries, but Nepal is special. Maybe also because what happened before I came. Maybe also because the situation was a little bit strange. But I really, even if I face a lot of problems, and we were talking about that, I really had a beautiful time there, and not only because of football, mostly because of people, because of the atmosphere, because of everything. So I really would like to thank 10 years after later. I really would like to thank Nepalese fans, football or not, for the welcome. And I was there alone. My family and my wife didn't come, and it's one of the regret of my life. So if I could get another opportunity to come, to be there, and to bring my wife, and to show her how Nepal is beautiful, it will be a pleasure.
Did you go around Nepal, any place as a tourist when you were here? Did you go any place that you like?
We were busy all the time. I remember I have been 2 days, but I don't remember the name. I took my driver. I think we drove 3 or 4 hours just to see Himalaya. I stayed there two nights, but unfortunately it was only Kathmandu and around, because we were busy all the time. And for sure, it's so beautiful, and you have a lot of things to do that. Yeah, if a second chance can come, it will be the right thing, I will say, to discover another Nepal, not only Kathmandu.
All right. Thank you so much, coach. It has been a wonderful experience talking to you. And there's a tick in my bucket list, because when I was just entering sports media, I saw you there and I didn't had any guts to go on and interview you. But I think it's all about time and timing, that now I have this small experience of just over a decade, that now I have my own production. I have my own team that was so desperate to set whole things up. And today, this is actually an experimental podcast with people. We're not getting to do podcast here in Nepal. So we're doing it live. We're starting another series of our Colors of the Game podcast. And thank you so much, coach. I hope to see you very, very soon in Nepal.
Thank you. I appreciate a lot because, to be honest with you, I have also some reporters or journalists from other countries who call me, and I don't accept often this kind of thing. But I repeat, Nepal is has a special place in my heart. So it was a pleasure to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much, coach. Thank you.
Okay?
So
Thank you. Let's keep in touch. No problem.
yeah, coach. And at the end, actually, if you were here, present physically, we have a coffee sponsor called Kathmandu Coffee. We would have coffee and had a conversation. Along with, we have our sponsor Baziko Sigwa, who provides us lunch. So when you're here next time, or if any of my friend is traveling to Belgium, I will definitely send you a pack of Kathmandu coffee. It's tasty. So I'll send you some gifts from Colors of the Game. Coach, thank you so much.
Okay, so make sure to do it physically in few weeks, and we will do it. No problem. Okay.
Okay, perfect, coach. I think that's a hint somewhere down the line. Okay, coach.
Sorry.
Thank. Are you hinting that you're coming to Nepal?
You know, it will be a pleasure, really. So now you are between me and some guys. So let's make things to just to drink a coffee together, and also maybe to see further. No problem.
Okay, coach. See you soon then. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, Patrik.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the interview. See you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.